Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Mm. Welcome to my live. Let's talk about new moon and Capricorn. As you come into the building, definitely say hello in the comments and let me know that you're here. Hey, if you are either joining me from a new space or haven't been on one of my lives before, you're going to want to make sure you click on the link in the description of this live that has StreamYard in it so that it'll let me see your name. Because if not, all I see is Facebook user. So, hey, whoever's saying hey to me, it doesn't tell me your name, so I don't know who it is. So, we're going to talk about the new moon in Capricorn on this evening. Let me pull this up really quick. Hey, Josette. And I'm going to talk about it from a business standpoint and how you can leverage this particular new moon in your business. Yes, I can see you now. Hey, Kay. I can see you now. Hopefully this internet will hold up. I've been doing a lot of work tonight and the energy has been kind of bananas. So it's been messing with my technology, but we're going to claim a smooth transaction here on tonight. so I came to you all live before with the previous full moon, and everyone has seemed to enjoy the live and asked me to do this for all of the new moons and full moons, first to just kind of have these conversations on how you can really leverage these natural occurrences in your business, right? Because we all know that the moon carries a certain amount of energy, and just like all of nature is pulled to it, we are too. And so different energies are good for different things. So with that said, the new moon, depending on where you're at, some people, it's technically tomorrow, but depending on where you're at in the world, it may, the timing is different. So, Capricorn is really like the sign of work, right? And so, hey, Trish. Hi, Trish. Hey, I don't know who the other one person is that said hello. It just says Facebook user. First of all, I'm about to just jump in like everybody knows me. In case this is your first time catching me live and you don't know me and you're not actually inside the greatest group on Facebook, which is Empress Nation, where women entrepreneurs are creating transformational impact. I am Famira. I am your soul strategist, and I work with women entrepreneurs who are trailblazers and paradigm shifters in their industries and help them to build the empires that they desire. And I help them do that by remembering their voice, showing up in their fullness so that it helps them to attract their sacred tribe. So that is me. You can find me on all social media at I am Famira, and my website at www.famiragreen.com. So now that we have that out of the way, Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is the work energy. Let's get this work, right? Like, let's do this work. Let's get this work done. Let's go. If you ain't talking about work, if you ain't talking about this paper, what is we really talking about, right? So Capricorn is definitely a secure the bag type of energy. So you may even find yourself, feeling the need to be productive, right? Like, so a lot of us have kind of been in this state of like hibernation and in this state of like relaxation and not really feeling motivated. And so what you may have noticed starting as early as yesterday, that you starting to have like the second wind and really having this like mindset of like getting things done, right? And so if that is the case, that is that Capricorn energy speaking to you. So if you are someone whose zodiac sign is actually a Capricorn, you may be feeling it even more. And so really, because you want to be able to leverage that energy right now in your business. So Capricorn is coming with structure. It's definitely about that money. This is also a great time for future prepping. So if you haven't done your planning for 2021 yet, this is a great time to do it, right? And if you haven't set your goals yet for 2021, again, this is a great time to do it. Hey, Kiana. This is Capricorn North Node. Okay, so you definitely probably are feeling it. This is also a great time for setting those goals, right? So you may feel like you hadn't really been motivated to do it before. Hey, Vero, you hadn't really been motivated to do it before, but now, like out of nowhere, you're just like, I gotta do all the things, right? I'm ready to like plan my life. I'm ready to plan my business and do all the things. And it's because of this new moon in Capricorn, right? And so it's really here to let you know that you're not behind. You still have time, but that preparation is necessary. And so if you follow me, you'll see on my page where I actually have the graphic with these questions. But I'm going to share them here. And we're also going to talk about kind of where it is, what the answers are for the collective with these particular questions. So with the new moon in Capricorn, one of the first questions to really ask yourself is, hey Sinai, what structure do I need to strengthen in my business, right? So what are some of them structural things within your business that you need to kind of tighten up on? So if maybe it's your tech, maybe it's your SOPs, your standard operating procedures. Maybe it's some of your automations need to be updated. Maybe it's the way in which you onboard clients. What are the structural needs, right? Like, how are you sending out contracts? How are you dealing with customer service? Do you need a different bank, right? Like, do you need to go with a different bank for your business? Do you need to, have a different merchant account? Like all of the structural things, right? The pieces that are literally like holding your business together. This is where you want to kind of review those things and see if any, right, are some areas that you may need to strengthen within the structural part of your business. Capricorn energy is really good for that because you will have the energy to like get it done, right? So especially if you're someone who is normally a very go with the flow person, right? And you're normally like kind of, lackadaisical, right? When it comes to some of those structural things. If you're the person that's like, I just want to show up and be the talent, right? Like this may even be a time where you look at, okay, I need to get that. I need to outsource this. I need to get that team member, that type of thing. This is a really good time to do that as well in this new moon Capricorn energy. And so the next question, and so let's see what comes up for the collective. So hey Dominique, so for the collective, what came up was around creation, right? And so it's really about making sure that you are creating and strengthening these structural pieces so that you allow more room for creativity to come in. So especially for those of you that are on here who are my creative people by nature, it's going to be really important for you to really look at those structural things that you may need to strengthen, because if not, it's really going to block your creativity because your mind is going to be worried, about like what's going on, because Capricorn is going to definitely make it known that this needs work, right? Like, so go ahead and save yourself, the frustration, and just go ahead and look behind the curtain and see what you need to fix. Number two, the second question that you can ask yourself is, in what ways do I need to be more about my money, right? Like I said, Capricorn is a secure the bag type of energy. So, what ways do you need to be more about your money? Where do you need to be asking for the sale? Is there some people that you need, that you need to follow up with who were interested in a service, and, maybe you reached out to them before, but because they didn't hit you back, you just kind of left them on red? No. Capricorn is like, go secure that money, right? Like, go follow up with them, go ask them, what's going on. Is there anything else that you could be answering for them if they have any additional questions, anything like that? Like, go secure the bag. Do you need to raise your prices, right? Like, is your offers priced properly? If they're not, this Capricorn energy is a great energy to look at your pricing, right? Is some of your pricing too high? It needs to be lower, right? Like, because it can go in both directions, right? Based on the value of the actual offer, right? What does that look like? What are some ways that you have been holding yourself back from, moving forward? If you're someone who is new to business and maybe you haven't charged yet, now is the time, right? Like, to start charging, even if you start out with a beta offer or something like that, some, introductory offering. But what does that look like, right? And so they really want to know, what ways do you need to be more about your money? It may also look like, how much are you actually like tracking your money? How much time are you actually spending in your books, right? Are you actually looking at your books? Do you know where your money is going? Do you know when your money is coming in? Things of that nature. Do you have, accounting records, bookkeeping records? What does that look like for you? Those are the types of things. So as you ask yourself these questions, allowing yourself to just allow God to speak to you, the divine to speak to you, and give you the answers on the next steps that you need to do in answer to these questions. This is how you can really leverage this time. And for the collective, it's really about beginnings, right? And so, what does that look like? Is there some new offers that you need to put out? Are there some current offers that are no longer viable? That's something that's came up for me recently in a huge way. So y'all stay tuned for some of those shifts. But what does that look like? So just allow yourself to be honest with yourself. Allow yourself to be open to get those answers. Is this being helpful? We got 2 more questions to go through. Let's see. Nina said, I blocked off all of Wednesday to plan out my year starting at 4:30 a.m. I'm not playing. That's right. I love it. No plan. Listen, this year is so foundational, right? Like, I'm just telling y'all. So before I go into number 3, when I do the sacred business forecast that I know y'all like, she talks about these things all the time. They're epic. I'm just saying. But when I'm doing a sacred business forecast, there is messages that come up that are really universal, right? Some universal messages. And so I think I shared this on the last one, but one of those things is the analogy that they gave me of the house. And so if you were here before, you may have heard this analogy before. If you're new, then you didn't. But they really showed me that in 2020, it was like the beginning of rehabilitating your house, right? Like of renovating your house. And so the very first stage of any renovation is demolition day, right? So 2020 was literally like demolition day. Get out all the trash, take out all the walls, take out all the old toilets, take out the sink, all the cabinets coming out. Really like this whole demolition that was happening, removing all of the things, right, that can't be saved in the house. So 2021 is very foundational in the aspect of, this is the year where you're going to be putting in the new walls. Do you need to redraw your blueprint, right? Like, do you need to, maybe it was a 2-bedroom house, and now you're trying to make it a 3-bedroom house. Do you want to add on that addition so that there's a study? Like, all of those things, those plans for the blueprints, any additions, putting up, the beams, the foundational beams and all of that kind of stuff, fixing any actual foundational cracks, right, that may have came up or came to the surface from demolition. 2021 is a year to do that, because literally whatever you draw as your blueprint, that's what you're going to be working with for the next decade, right? Like, so you want to make sure that you take the time to really get clear on what you want and what you want it to look like, and build that foundation and create that blueprint for the house, the empire that you desire, right? So, number 3, the third question that you want to ask yourself under this new moon in Capricorn is, how does my soul want me to prepare for the future? So it's not by happenstance that this is happening right now in the beginning of the year, because like I just said, it is about that foundational piece, right? So how do you need to prepare for the future? What does that look like? Does that look like implementing new lifestyle, new lifestyle things, right? Does that look like, changing your eating habits? Does that look like, even within your business? Because like we know all of that stuff is connected, right? Does that, for your future, what does that look like? Does that look like creating a membership? Does that look like closing down a group or opening a group? Does it look like focusing on a particular one particular platform over the other? Maybe you've done it before, done a different platform before, but now you're feeling a call to another, right? Like, what do you need to do to kind of prepare for your future? What are some things you need to put in place? Get an idea of where you want your business and your empire to be, at the end of this decade, and allow yourself to reverse engineer it, right? And look at, okay, if this is what I want to do for the future, what are some things I need to put in place right now that is going to help me to cultivate that into reality, right? And allowing yourself to see what that looks like, right? So, using that same house scenario for the collective, if you know you want to have a home office, that home office is going to need electricity in it, right? So you need to make sure it's wired for electricity. That's preparing for the future, right? Even though it's not together just yet, it's coming. So you want to make sure that it has everything that it needs to have before it gets here. So is there something you need to learn? Is there a course you need to take? Is there, some coaching you need to get? Are you being called to a certification, to get a certification that's going to help you to prepare for the future that you're trying to create for yourself? What does that look like? So allow yourself to get really clear on that. Nina says the forecast, set the whole tone. I'm telling, I be trying to tell people it's a whole experience. Vero says it makes sense what you're saying. The last months of 2020 showed me that lots of changes needed to be done, and I'm still on it. Yeah, like it was literally like that clearing, so that we can put in place what we truly desire. The last question that I have for you to really ask yourself, and during this new moon in Capricorn, so that you're leveraging this energy in your business, is what is keeping you from achieving your current goals? So if you have already set your goals, this question is, really to show you what is being in the way, right? Like, what is hindering you securing the bag? What is hindering you from achieving the goals that you have set for yourself? Is it self-doubt? Is it self-sabotage? Is it, procrastination? Is, whatever it is, what is keeping you from achieving those goals, right? Because you face it head on, then you can make the necessary shifts that you need to make, right? So, for example, one of my things for 2021 is to be very intentional and to be more intentional with what I'm doing in my business and how I'm connecting with all of you, and how I'm showing up. So with that, I also know for myself that I need accountability in that, right? So of course I have my mentors, but I also have an accountability partner that I know ain't gonna let me slide, right? Like, she's like, what are you doing? What are you working on this week? And when we meet on Fridays, I better have my stuff done, right? Like, so, do you need to implement a accountability partner to keep you from procrastinating, right? Hey, Biba, but being honest with yourself and allowing yourself to look at yourself in the mirror and really have that level of self-awareness within yourself on like what is actually keeping you from achieving your current goals, right? Because this Capricorn energy is really all about goal setting, going for the goals. Like I said, securing the bag. So anything that's hindering you from doing that, it will be made clear to you, right? So just allowing yourself the space to really sit in that and figure it out. Because one of the things that is really important when we're doing our businesses is that we don't lose the joy of doing our businesses, right? So a lot of times you get so caught up in the doing, you get so focused on what you're trying to accomplish that you're not actually having fun and you're not actually enjoying the work. And I don't know about y'all, but I created my business to enjoy it, like to enjoy the people that I'm working with, to enjoy my community, to actually love what I'm doing, allowing it to light me up. And so, sometimes the things that are keeping you from having that level of joy in your business is the same very thing that is stopping you from achieving your goals, right? So, it may look like you have to fire some clients, right? It may look like you have to, shift and adjust the way in which you are showing up, using your voice more, being polarizing, right? Like sharing your views on certain topics and owning that, so that way you are truly drawing in people who authentically are attracted to you, right? So those are the 4 questions. I'll run through them as a review really quick. Again, you can find this, the graphic for this, with the questions in it on my social media. I will make sure I put it in the comments as well of where these videos are placed so that you'll be able to see it there as well. But the 4 questions you need to ask yourself under this new moon in Capricorn so that you could truly capitalize on this energy of structure, money, future prepping, and goals is 1, what structure do I need to strengthen in my business? 2, in what ways do I need to be more about my money? 3, how does my soul want me to prepare for the future? And 4, what is keeping me from achieving my current goals? So journal around that. Allow yourself to be in a space of prayer and meditation. If you're someone who uses Oracle or tarot cards, pull them out, use that. And allow yourself to just really sit with these questions and allow God to give you the answers so that you can create the business of your dreams, right? Like we have all of these different tools that we can use. There's no need for us to sit on them. Allow yourself to, have an open mind and really tap into these questions and see what comes forward for you. It works for me, and I've had 2020 was the best year yet. So I'm just saying, I just put it out there like that. Does anyone have any questions? Anybody in the chat have any questions? Drop your questions and I'll answer a couple questions. And then if not, then I'm going to go finish eating my tater tots and enjoy that. So, but let me know. I don't see any questions. I know it takes a minute. So I'll give it a minute. Hope this has been helpful. In the meantime, also, I want to put out there while I'm waiting to see if there's any questions. If you have not done your planning, if you haven't done your future prepping, I am holding a content planning session on this Saturday, the 16th at 1 p.m. You can still get your seat to join us for that 2021 content planning session. I'm going to show you how to create 90 days worth of content planning planned out for you. It's only $20.21 in honor of 2021. After the start of the actual workshop, it will go up to $97. The workshop is at 1 o'clock. If you decide at 1:01 that you want to join, you will be paying $97 to join us. Okay? So if you want to get the $20.21 access to this planning session with me, it's a 2-hour workshop. I'm going to, let me see, it should let me, I think if you're in the group, you won't be able to see this link, but I will, but if you're on my business page, you should be able to see it. I'll drop it here. So join us. I already have over 30 women signed up to join me. So we still have plenty of space. So definitely get signed up, as well as let any other women entrepreneurs that you know that may need it to join us as well. So I got some questions coming in. Nina says, should we be doing a spiritual bath also? Yes, I'm big on spiritual baths personally. And so yes, I always, especially if you feel called to it, do it. If you have any questions about, some different types that you could do, some different things you can use, just let me know. But as a standard, you can always use your Epsom salts, your pink Himalayan salts. I use essential oil. So depending on what it is that I'm trying to work through or work with, I use different ones. So new moon is really about intention setting. And so because this is about goals and plans, for me, I would use oils that bring about abundance, because that's what I'm interested in, right? Like, because I'm about bringing in that money right now. So let's see, because I have them here on the notes. I can give you a couple examples. There we go. Oh no. So you can use stuff like chamomile, mint, thyme, rosemary, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, dandelion, and even like honeysuckle. All are good for abundance. Okay. Next up, Joseph says, do you have a measure to get aligned with the Capricorn moon? Do you have a measure to get aligned? I'm not sure what you mean right there. Cleanse out and be prepared to let it in. Rephrase this part, Joseph, because I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. So let me know. I'll be happy to answer it. So now it says you making us think right now. That's why we so quiet. That's what I be here to do. Yes. You need a link. I dropped the link in the comments. And you can also come in my inbox if you want the link for the content planning. Kiana says, right? I'm glad I have y'all thinking. So just says, what does a spiritual bath entail? So yeah, so different people do different things. For me, I simply I like to use the I don't have one out here. If you're going to use herbs, I always kind of like to use one of the bags like this, so that way you don't get the herbs all in your bath, right? And because that becomes a mess sometimes. But utilizing, like I said, the Epsom salt, pink Himalayan salt is good. Your different oils. If you have like actual thyme, like thyme leaves, you could put those in there. And so yes, then setting your intentions, journaling these questions ahead of time, is also a good thing to do. So if you journal around these questions, and then, so usually how I do it is I journal around my questions first, then I take my bath to set in the intentions based on the answers that I got from the questions, right? And then also anything that I can visualize, anything that is in my way or that is trying to hinder me reaching my goals and reaching my intentions. As I let the water out of the tub, I just visualize all those things going down the drain, so that they are not a hindrance to me. So that's how I personally do it. But it's not, to me, it's really no right or wrong answer, however you feel led to do it. But that's how I do mine. Nina says, yes, I do. I have my salt, milk powder. My Nana said that one. Okay. And then I can add the abundance oils, like you said. Yeah. You someone answer when you say intention setting. Yeah. You're welcome. So Vera says she also uses crystals, right? So you can have your crystals. I like candles, and I also have my diffuser. I have a diffuser in my bathroom. Like, listen, my baths be a whole thing. Just letting y'all know. My baths be a whole vibe. I'm in the mastermind that I'm in as a student. One of the other ladies in there, she's like, one of my other sisters in there, Alana, she's super into baths too. And like, we be on a whole bath thing. So I love taking baths. So it'd be a whole vibe. It'd be candles, no light. I have music playing, diffuser going. It's just a whole thing. So you ain't got to be as dramatic as me, but yeah, it'd be a whole vibe over here. So yeah. Awesome. Any other questions before I get out of here? Thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. So that I said, girl, me too. Listen, it'd be a whole thing. If you need some candles though, I don't know if Kiana is still on here, but where's she at? Look, so y'all can see her name. This one right here. My girl, Kiana Lachey Ross. She makes some of the best candles ever. And she has candles for different things, abundance. I know, all different types of candles. Her candles are amazing. So if you're not following her, definitely make sure you follow her and find out about Royal Alchemy and her candles. I need to put my own order in there. She is amazing. Okay. She ain't asked me to do that, but the truth is the truth. Okay. So check her out. So that's it. That's all. That's all I have for you all. Sinai says, water is my source of release. Me too. Yeah. So definitely. I feel you on that. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as I always say, I want you all to remember that your voice matters. So speak up, speak out, speak often. Your voice matters and the world needs to hear it. 2021, we will not go silently into the night. We will show up uncensored, undiluted, unbothered, and unapologetic. And so I'm here. I'm your girl. I can help you do that. I hope I see you Saturday in the content planning session. And I have some other exciting things coming up. We have a quiz challenge starting next week on Monday. So if you've been interested in creating a quiz for your business, you need to get on that too. You can check it on my page. The links are everywhere. So we'd love to have you. That's it. That's all. See y'all later. Have a great night. Enjoy this new moon in Capricorn. Get that work. Bye.